Hey beautiful people, welcome to my channel, Wake Up Bright, where I share all the things that help me live each day a little brighter. I'm April Lauren and I'm on a journey to lose 200 pounds. Today is my weigh-in Wednesday video and I just wanted us to sit down and have a little chat. So I just got done working out, which you guys will see in the video, and I'm like, if I don't film this, it's not happening. I'll go into all of the details and stuff right after this. So we're gonna start this little video with today. We are going to move on eventually to dealing with weight loss struggles and overcoming some of the struggles that I have recently had. But I wanted to start with just an overview of my morning so far. So it is September 23rd and I started a day just playing with my fur babies. I was getting ready and I came out to the living room and they were just making themselves all kinds of comfy on the couch. And then they had fun chasing, well, Julio had fun chasing Chip around. She was not having it. She was like, no, stop chasing me. Anyway, today has been a sweet and super good day. Yesterday was really, really rough though. And we'll talk more about that a little later. On a downside of today, I woke up with a massive Charlie horse at it was so painful. I cannot even describe how painful it was. And I jerked so hard. I woke my husband up. I freaked him out. He's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And I'm flopping on the bed, trying to push my leg out straight so that it would stop cramping. And I'm it's funny thinking about it, but it was not a fun time. So anyway, I went to pick up some groceries from Walmart and then I needed to mail a package, and the package I needed to mail was Holly's package for winning the August Blackout Bingo Challenge. She has an Instagram, so I'm going to link Holly's Instagram down below if you want to go. I don't know if she'll post anything about what I'm sending or not. That's up to her, but thank you, Holly, for playing the August Blackout Bingo and being our winner. So also I had 3 packages. I knew one of them was on their way and I was so excited for that package. The other 2 had me super confused, but it turns out I had some presents from you guys. So I'll show you guys those in just a minute. So after I picked up my packages, I went to take my husband lunch because he didn't take lunch this morning and he's got to eat. So I took him lunch and I just really, 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 really enjoyed driving around Missouri today. The fall leaves, it's just beautiful. Everything is turning and it was really good for my soul. Not to go all super deep, but I had a lot of reflection today about it being the autumn of life. I'm not quite to autumn of life, but my mom and I were talking the other day and she said something about how she feels like she aged in decades. And it just made me think of in the autumn of life, that you would be a lot more aware of the changes because they're more vibrant and immediate. Anyhow, when I got home, I opened up the packages. If you can hear Chipper underneath me, she's been rattling the whole time. But I got these amazing Betsy Johnson earrings from one of you guys. Thank you so much. They are so, so, so beautiful. It's also really special to me that one of you guys would celebrate me losing my first 20 pounds by sending me such a sweet and thoughtful gift. Then I also got this Clinique Take the Day Off from one of you guys. It was so fun to get little presents the day before my birthday. And this last sign I knew was coming and I'm so grateful. Tanya is a new friend that I made through my YouTube channel. She contacted me after I posted a Hobby Lobby video looking for a fall sign. And she's like, I can make you anything you want. And I'm like, well, F. Scott Fitzgerald's my favorite author. And this is a quote by him. And she's like, done. And she made this beautiful sign. She also has an Etsy shop and a YouTube channel. So I'm going to link that down below. But I'm so, so grateful. I cannot believe how beautiful this sign is. So what I want to do is take you on a little story time. And we're going to start our story on Saturday. Was it Saturday? Yeah. So Saturday, my husband and Yena's husband went golfing with a few other of their friends to celebrate Yena's husband's, not mine, birthday. So Yena and I went shopping into a pumpkin patch. Where do you go shopping when you live in the middle of nowhere? Well, I'll tell you. If you're ever in Lebanon, Missouri, you should go to the knife outlet. My husband and I went earlier in the summer and bought a set of knives and a brisket knife that are super, super nice. So I actually highly recommend it. But they also had Christmas decorations. So that's what Yena and I mostly went to look at. And I got a few ornaments and then a nativity set that I am just in love with. But then, after shopping, Yena and I went out to eat. And I wasn't prepared to eat, like it wasn't part of my plan to eat out, but I still did. I was relatively healthy. I had like this little skillet thing and it was pretty good. Like healthy wise, it was pretty good. I didn't feel bad about that at all. And then after we had such a good time, we went to a little pumpkin patch. We're at the pumpkin patch. So you can see her. I don't know where she went. Oh, right there. Me and Yena and Noah, her little one. We're just getting some pumpkins. Some little pumpkins. I'm excited to go down to the field. They have like a little hayride. I can't talk. Hayride that takes you down. And it's just really pretty here. I really like it. I really, really like it. So we had so much fun at this adorable little pumpkin patch. We really, really, really liked it. But while we were at the pumpkin patch, our husbands were arranging, planning, and unplanning the rest of our evening. So at one point, the plan was to go to somebody else's house for a cookout, and I didn't know about that until Yena told me. And then the plan was to have the cookout at our house, and then the plan was there was no plan and everything was off. And when everything was called off, it made me feel bad. And so I was like, well, we should invite them to the game with us and we'll get her husband a cake. And that's what we decided to do. We got him a cake. And the cake is where things went sideways for me on the weekend. And I'll share more about that after we get done enjoying this little pumpkin patch. But we took the wagon out to the pumpkin patch. It was quite a ways. We debated on just walking, but it was so fun. So much fun going out there and picking out my little pumpkin and then coming back. And Yena took all kinds of like really cute pictures. So I'll share some of those right now. So I love these pictures. I'm so grateful for my sweet friend and that she's willing to do things like take lots of pictures and send them to me on her phone. Because I didn't realize that my phone also had portrait mode. Anyway, now I know. So we had a blast. But let me get back to telling you guys about where things went sideways for me. We bought him cake and ice cream and we ate pizza, and I decided that I would have some pizza and I decided that I would have a small piece of cake because I'm on a life journey and all of the reasons. And it wasn't unhealthy. At the time, it was not unhealthy for me to have those things. But I feel like it was a mistake and I should have been more aware of myself because it's my birthday this week. I already feel a little bit of anxiety about that. My family are all dealing with the aftermath of Hurricane Sally in the Gulf. So most of my family lives in Baldwin County, Alabama, which was heavy hit with the hurricane. So they've been without power. I had all of these little stressors going on. So while we had a great time, me and Yena, while our husbands were together, and while we had a great time out to eat, and while I didn't overdo it in the moment, I am not at a place where I can just have a meal. So I know a lot of people say that you should have a lifestyle change. And to me, I interpret that as I should be able to, in moderation, eat
what I would like to eat. I am not there. And I think a huge part of having a good lifestyle is being self-aware, but not just being self-aware to where you know, but actually acting on those emotions. I knew it was a bad idea, and I was like, no, I should have self-control. But it snowballed, and Monday and Tuesday and yesterday, it never really I haven't like fallen off the deep end. It's not like I'm like eating Oreos and crying in a closet or anything intense. It's more the psychological downturn that I feel like I've had, and it started with eating that cake and ice cream. But I've just beaten myself up so hard about it. And then we had the leftover pizza here, which we never should have done. We should have made sure the pizza went home with Yenna and her husband, and we didn't. I made sure the cake went. I was focused on getting the cake away from us. That's what I was focused on. I didn't want to take the cake home because I just didn't want that battle. And so, but then I didn't tell them to take the pizza, and they did it. And so then my husband's like boxing it up, and I'm like, I don't know about that. So if I would have just had the self-control and the wherewithal to say no to pizza, it would be fine. And it's not like I went home and I was like, all the pizza.
My point here is I decided to not eat great. I wouldn't call it a cheat meal because it wasn't, but it was a bad decision. It was a bad decision because I knew I was feeling stress, and I knew I would feel more stress as my birthday approached. And as stress compounds, I am more prone to being really mean to myself and self-sabotage. And then this week got super emotional for me for very personal reasons, and I'm not going to share those on here. But yesterday, amidst crying a ton, a ridiculous amount, I managed to eat 3 pieces of pizza in one day. And yes, that was way leftover pizza that I ate.
So all in all, I had 2 pieces of pizza and a piece of cake, which I should not have done, and it wasn't super healthy, but every once in a while, that's not that bad. But then I followed it up with a piece of pizza and then another piece of pizza. And then I think maybe it was just 2 pieces of pizza I had yesterday. But the guilt that I have for continuing to eat past the point that I decided I was no longer, like that I had had my fun and I was done, is just, it's, all of these things compounded is enough to throw me off course. I'm not thrown off course, and I'm not going to be off course, but looking at, and I mean, this is a good non-scale victory, the fact that I'm able to look at myself and make these choices for going forward, and to not let my emotions control me, and to choose to take responsibility for my actions in a new way, and to not give in to the temptation to just go in that place that I go when things get hard sometimes. And then, I don't know if you've ever been there, but I don't recommend it. Anyway, so today I've been filming little snips all day, trying to think of what I was going to say in my Weigh-In Wednesday video today, and I guess a little story time we'll have to do. But my plan going forward is not to double down and only eat broccoli, but it's just to continue to get back to my plan and the way that I've been eating for months and the way that I plan to eat forever, and also to be more intentional with, if I want to eat something that's not healthy, it has to be planned. It has to be in advance. It has to be calendared. There's just no excuse not to.
So, to tie everything together, last week, Hurricane Sally rained down on my loved ones. This past weekend was a little stressful, and I still made the choice, knowing the stress that I was under, the silly stress of my birthday. That should not be a stressor in my life, but it is, and I know it is. I made the choice to stray off of, and I wouldn't even call it straying. I just made the choice to eat pizza, and it was a bad time for me to eat something like pizza. I should not be eating anything that I have ever even that I could use against myself. I should not eat things that I could use against myself to make me feel like a failure. And that's what I do with certain foods. So I started to go off the rails. Yesterday I got really bad news, sad news, bad news. Hopefully it's not that sad. Hopefully it's just bad news from home. I don't have any updates right now, which is why I cut so much out of this video, and I'm using our workout clips to do this voiceover. But nonetheless, I am in the process of back on track, getting my food and things back to planned and appropriate for my goals. And I am cutting myself off. I cannot use food to cope with anxiety, stress, sadness, or worry. And I cannot use food as a way to beat myself down and make bad situations or hard things worse or harder. So I have to face my emotions and I have to own my journey. And that's what I'm going to do. And I want to encourage you that it doesn't matter where you are on your journey or your fitness lifestyle. If you start going off the rails, if you start doing things that aren't in line with your goals, it's okay to be loving to yourself as you pull yourself back together. It's okay to just accept whatever it is that you've done and move forward making better choices. And that's what I'm doing now. So sorry to make you guys wait until the very end, but this week I lost 0.4 pounds. So almost half a pound, even though I had pizza. And honestly, my reaction to what I ate is out of proportion a little bit. I'm overreacting and over dramatizing the situation a little bit, but that's just what I do. Like, that's part of the cycle that's not good or healthy for me. So anyway, I'm excited to be down another almost half a pound.
I'm gonna wrap up the video now. I am so grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for your love. I'm grateful for the things that you do that brightens my whole world, whether that is sending me a message or sending me whomever sent me the earrings, sending me earrings, or sending me something that I've been wanting and just haven't purchased for whatever reason, or making a sign for me. And I seriously recommend checking out her shop. Her stuff is so adorable. I imagine she's gonna have all kinds of fun things for Christmas. So her shop will be linked below. You guys are amazing and so kind-hearted and so good. And the fact that you guys would go out of your way to brighten my day, I know you go out of your way to brighten so many people's lives around you on a daily basis. So thank you. Thank you for brightening my little world, and thank you for just brightening the world. If you want to follow along on my journey and you haven't, click subscribe. I did see in the analytics that only 10% of people have the bell notification on. I don't know how important that is. For those 10% of people that are subscribed that have the bell on, they get a notification when I post. So if you would like a notification, ding the bell. And I'm grateful for you guys. And I love that you guys contribute to my having an attitude of gratitude on a daily basis. And yeah, thank you for being you and for uplifting me. And I hope that I am able to uplift you in some way as well and encourage you on your journey as well. Bye guys, I'll see you next time.